that she would have said something about the dumb hood that Damon was wearing. Did you
What the hell was that?
did you think about that at all? I couldn't stop looking at it. I was just like, why is that hood so giant and stupid looking?
Like, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are, dude?
Welcome back to Cinema So Far, the podcast where good friends talk about great cinema. And today we are talking about House of the Dragon, Season 1, Episode 5, titled We Light the Way. So I'm your host, James, and as always, we have our co host here, Sydney.
Howdy, howdy.
This is your first time watching this episode. What did you think? I mean, I told you that things are going to start to heat up and get a little messy. Um, and it's starting. So, what did you think of this episode?
It was hard for me not to just watch the whole season all the way through. I'm still trying to do it a week at a time.
Mm-hmm.
It did take a little patience for it to kind of set the foundation for what's going on. So now we're looking at the fallout from what happened last episode, which I really like how we get to kind of see how that affected in this episode.
Yeah. And I got to tip my hat to you waiting, before watching the next episode because, man, I don't know if I could. Like, if I had the choice at the time when it first came out to like binge watch it, I totally would have. You know, I had to wait a whole other week to get to the next episode, but you don't have to. So your willpower is on point.
Well, I did sneak in a couple more episodes of Game of Thrones. I
Nice.
know I was just supposed to suspend it
No,
until
that's
I
okay.
finished
I'll try to.
it.
I'm gonna try to catch up to you. To be honest, I really want to like just talk to you about that too. So,
I
um,
can always rewatch that too. There's a lot going on. A
yeah,
lot.
yeah, and I feel like these shows they really reward a rewatch. Like, there's so many things I caught in me rewatching this episode of House of the Dragon. So many things that I didn't catch the first time or the second time even.
Same.
And so so yeah, I think just going back and watching is fun, and you end up picking out a lot more stuff. So but
There's
yeah, I
so
loved this episode too. I thought it was great. I thought it was the best of the season so far. Things are getting juicy, and uh, a lot of epic cinematography, and then a lot of the dialogue I thought was just really, really good. Um, you can really feel how things are getting super tense, and uh, yeah, I thought it was a great episode, and again, best so far.
I really wanted to make a comment about the casting and the actors are just killing it. Whoever did the casting for this really just hit the nail on the head
Hmm.
for these characters.
Most people I've never seen before. There's only like one actor that I recognize, and that's Viserys. You know, his name's Paddy Constantine. He's been in a few other things, but everyone else, this was my first time seeing him. And I agree, like, man, the acting is just so good, even from the child actors,
Hmm.
which you don't see most of the time. Do you have a favorite? You feel like anyone is just like especially killing it?
I really like the main female character, Rhaenyra.
Hmm.
I just like her rebellious nature, and that I like that she's kind of a brat in a way. Like, I hate this fucking town, but still is also like loyal to the throne. And
Yeah,
she's just making a mess.
yeah, she is, and I think she's kind of what I got from it is she's loyal to the to the crown, but also she's really taking to heart what her dad talked to her about with the whole, the prophecy thing. And so I feel like she's like really serious about that and is taking it seriously. And we'll get into it later in the episode, but I just think whenever she's making decisions, that's a big factor.
I'm going to shoot the question right back to you. Do you have a favorite character? And that was a good point, too, by the way. Now that I'm thinking about it, I've never seen any of these actors in any other shows or movies before.
No, but since we are recording this now, this is 2026, and we're doing a rewatch of this. What's interesting is the actress, your favorite actress, she's playing Supergirl in the upcoming movie. I don't know if you
Oh
saw
my
that yet.
God, I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you watch a trailer, it's really cool. But yeah, she's Supergirl. So,
Fun.
doing some more acting even after this show. But yeah, favorite act. I would say she's probably my favorite as well. I think she does a really, really good job. I think Viserys, Patty Constantine, he is making me really feel for him,
Mm-hmm.
especially in this latest episode and some of the others. But to play such a almost pathetic character, but he's still likable. You just feel bad for the guy. So he's pulling it off. He's getting
Pardon
all
me, my
sick.
liege.
Yeah, like he's passing out. He passed out twice in this episode. He's got
His
a bloody
fucking arm
nose, his
looks
arm.
gnarly.
Yes. I was going to ask you, what do you think's going on with that arm?
They just need a. He's about to die. Obviously, they need to cut it off.
Yeah. Like he has the dreaded like TV cough where it's kind of like, if you see blood or anything, you kind of know that this character does not have much longer, right? So yeah, there's that. But yeah, if you're cool, let's get into the episode and just talk
I'm
about it.
ready.
We finally meet Damon's wife, who he can't stand, but she seems cool. She's independent and is gonna go out hunting, doesn't need any help. She probably should have had someone go with her. I mean, you don't want to get caught out there by yourself, but
We've got a special guest.
oh,
Sorry.
nice.
Get out of
Haiku
here.
making a cameo.
Don't touch the wires. No, don't touch anything.
He's getting
But
curious.
yes, we see Rhea in her bronze armor,
Mm-hmm.
and she was just throwing shade his way. I
Yeah.
mean, it's so crazy. She had an opportunity for her to say, I think it was her uncle to say, yeah, like, come with me. It would have gone different. But in that split second decision, she met her gruesome end.
Yeah. She was throwing all kinds of shade, and I honestly thought that she would have said something about the dumb hood that Damon was wearing. Did you
What the hell was that?
did you think about that at all? I couldn't stop looking at it. I was just like, why is that hood so giant and stupid looking?
Like, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are, dude?
It made him look like one of the Pet Boys or like, a bobblehead or something. Like it just looked ridiculous,
If I
but
saw that coming towards me, I would have galloped away so fast.
just gallop over him, just take him out. But turns out he straight up killed her. Now, here's my question for you. Do you think that was planned? Do you think that it was because she was talking so much trash to him that he just was like, "All right, I'm going to do this now," or like did he go there to do that?
Now that I'm thinking about it. I do think it was planned because later in the episode, since they didn't have any children, he is set to inherit Runestone now that she has passed away because they're married. So remember when they were at the dinner table
Yeah.
at the wedding? So, but I don't know. At first, I don't know if he would have picked up the rock and stoned her to death if she didn't throw that line in there. I knew you couldn't finish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I don't know if he was he like already walking away and then he turned around, or was he like walking away to go grab that rock anyway?
And then it just worked in his favor that he thought about it later. Oh, now I get to inherit Runestone.
Yeah, I don't know because also it seemed like he was putting the moves on Rhaenyra at the wedding, and um, I cannot remember her name, but Corlys and Rhaenys's daughter. They were kind of both flirting back and forth
Leia?
too. Is it Leia? Yeah. Um,
Leia?
so he's like ready to marry, or again. So, I mean, that's what I love about the show is there's so many things where it's like open to interpretation, and you just don't know what some of these people's intentions are. So, but that was a cool part. It was nice to see his wife for 5 minutes. you know, she's definitely not coming back in the show.
Mm-mm.
But then next we see that the king is traveling, and we see that he has a new hand. There's a new hand of the king, and he's a strong one. Uh, did you notice that? That Sir, I think it's Sir Lionel Strong, is wearing the hand, and he's the hand of the king now.
Yes, I caught that. Did we skip over Alicent saying farewell to Otto and him
Oh,
galloping away? Because I had a question about that.
yeah, I have that next in my notes. But what's your question? I don't know when it happened.
When Otto was saying children of the sword, like why was he? I don't understand what he was trying to explain to her.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he's kicked out, got fired
Mm-hmm.
as the hand, and he's heading back to Old Town, which is where they're from. And he was basically saying, "Hey, you messed up by picking Rhaenyra because choosing her over your family, basically because now you and your children would probably, for if Rhaenyra wanted to, she could just have them killed because they are a challenge to her uh, being the queen. As long as her kids, Aegon, the little baby, is alive, the people would want him to be the king instead of Rhaenyra. And so he was basically saying like, you better be really good friends with her now because it's it's in her best interest to kill your kids, Alicent.
Okay, that's why he was like, you better kiss her feet, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. You better kiss the ring.
Mm-hmm.
But but yeah, I don't know. Do you feel like that's a possibility? Do you feel like Otto's just being paranoid and putting stuff in her head?
I think it's very possible, seeing how this is playing out so far.
Do you think they're gonna be friends the way they were before? Like
Absolutely not.
they just made up in the last episode, and here we go again.
It's never going to be the same if your best friend marries your dad. It's just not.
That's a lesson for you kids. Put that on a T-shirt. Yeah, and
Don't
so
marry your best friend's dad.
yeah, it ain't gonna work out. But yeah, that was a interesting scene because I think Alicent is really starting to wake up a little bit,
Hmm.
not be as naive. And her eyes are kind of opened because Otto's flat out just telling her that. So yeah, anything else on that stuff before we go to high tide?
Yes, the cripple in the garden
Yeah,
was they him and
Laris.
Alicent had an heiress. Okay, there's
No,
so many
Laris.
names. Laris.
Laris. Yeah.
I was trying to catch all the names. Some of them escaped me. So
Yeah.
Laris, the cripple in the garden,
That's his title
they were
now.
having they were having an interaction. Basically, she was he was spilling the tea, the plain tea that the tea got delivered to Rhaenyra,
Mm-hmm. Dude, he was
and
being so messy, right? Like he was just
so that kind of sparked something for later in the episode when she goes to Criston or whatever, but we'll get there.
yeah. I think he was like sowing the seeds of doubt, in her
Uh-huh.
mind. Like, oh, I hope she's not sick. She's drinking that tea. Oh, she wasn't sick. Oh, okay. Like he's just playing her, um, and putting a wedge between them, and really making her doubt that she made the right choice. Because now it seems like Rhaenyra was lying, and she totally believed her and swore on her mom that she wasn't lying. So,
So I thought that little in the garden interaction was interesting, kind of putting it all in her head.
hmm yeah, and that's kind of a theme for Game of Thrones too. Like, there's a lot of scenes of people walking through gardens, kind of scheming and plotting, and you'll see that as you continue to watch the show. But yeah, that was definitely happening, and Laris is you know making a mess of things. But then we also see that the king Viserys goes over to what's called High Tide, that castle, and he's sick, you know, um, puking, not feeling
Yeah.
good. And then he arrives there and expects like to be greeted, and no one is there. No one could care less, and they're just like, "Oh, all right, yeah, go in the castle. Come on, um, Papa's waiting for you."
Yeah, his son and his boyfriend were like sword fighting, and then
Yeah.
he expected the red carpet to be rolled out for him to greet
Nope.
him.
Nope.
Not for your hacking ass. Just get in there,
Yeah.
old man.
Yeah. And the hand, he was like ready to like go off and be like, "What the hell?" Like get all mad about it, but everyone was just like, whatever. Let's just go in there and get this over
Let it
with.
go. Let this one slide.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, as I was researching this, I found out like it wasn't even a really long boat ride. Like it was kind of short. And so, you know,
I
the
forget they have to go by boat.
yeah. Yep.
Okay, it was Rhaenys. Rhaenys is Lionel's daughter that came out and took him to the.
No wait, Rhaenys is the mom, the queen that never
Oh
was.
my god,
Let's just pull up the chart. We probably
I'm
both
all
need to
over
have
the
this chart.
place.
Yeah, where's
I
the
need to
chart
print
at?
it out and laminate it right next to me.
Well, feel free to pull it up right now if you want to. I'll I'll
Nah,
I'll pause it or
just
whatever.
it's okay.
We'll just keep
we,
messing up their names.
we've
Like,
we've come this far.
yeah, we need people to comment and tell us how stupid we
Oh,
are
they
with these
will.
names.
Oh, they will.
Jokes
There's
on
been
you. We
some.
like the comments.
Yeah, there's been some funny TikTok comments.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's funny.
keep them coming.
So they go into this castle, and by the way, like this castle is like built by Corlys. Like he all all these other castles with all these other lords, they were built by their parents or grandparents, or you know it's been in the family for years, but he actually built his own castle. And damn, his interior decorating is on point.
Yeah,
Like, did you kind of see all the stuff he had in there? It was so cool.
absolutely. I made a note of that actually, how beautiful it was, and the beach they were walking on.
Mm-hmm.
It's etheric,
Yeah.
ethereal.
It was, I got to go look up that word after we end up after we pause here.
I think
But
it means
like,
just like beautiful, dreamy, out of this world.
yeah, and it was. I mean, it's very like fantasy, looking. Um, and then even like the chair that he was sitting in looked cool as hell, you know. And then did you also notice that he had the what's his name, the crab feeder's mask sitting there like,
No,
okay, yeah. He was kind of looking at it like just kind of admiring it, but I just thought that was cool, like to have like pieces of your enemies just around the house like trophies, like you shot a deer or something. you
slay
know
your enemies.
but that was cool. And
It just makes me think of In Your Highness. Have you seen Your Highness
long
with
time
Danny
ago,
McBride
yeah,
when
I
he
barely
when he
remember
cut
it.
when he cuts the Minotaur's dick off and like wears it as a necklace? that was that was his trophy.
Exactly. Danny McBride must have read uh the Game of Thrones books. But yeah, that's so funny. So Viserys makes an offer to marry their children.
Anyway,
Yeah. You try to get back on track after that one. I gotta go watch that movie now. It's about time. So
okay.
so Viserys makes that offer, to marry their children, and uh, Lord Corlys is kind of haggling, like, well, maybe, but what if, if we can get their names to stay Valerian and all, he's just kind of going back and forth like they're at the swap meet.
He was suggesting the Targaryen name end with Rhaenyra, right?
I mean, he wasn't flat out saying that, but that's what would end up happening if he had his way. And that's why Viserys was like, "Hold up, bro. Like, he can keep the name when they're born, but if he gets on the Iron Throne, then he has to be a Targaryen at that point. Because again, like Viserys is thinking about the prophecy and how it has to be a Targaryen that's on the throne.
Meanwhile, while those two are bargaining, Rhaenyra and Laenor were bargaining on the beach.
Yeah. What do you prefer more, roast duck or goose?
Big wink there.
Yeah, yeah. And they never like actually talked about it, in that sense, but we knew what they were talking about. I mean,
I mean, apparently they grew up together, so I'm sure they know, she knows and his parents know. They're even saying, "Oh, grow out of it" or whatever.
yeah, his dad is thinking that, but his mom's like, "Get real, dude. That's not going to happen." She's basically saying like, "Hey, this is dangerous. This is a dangerous move. Like we're putting our son in danger by agreeing to this." Um, so I don't know. It's hard to know how that's going to turn out, but
I'm dying to know, and I can't wait to talk about the actual ceremony.
oh yeah, yeah.
But I have some thoughts on that. But before we get there, then we cut to Rhaenyra and Criston on the boat,
Mm-hmm.
and they're bargaining. A lot of bargaining.
Yeah, and Criston Cole ain't playing. Like he's just like in full on like romantic mode. and Rhaenyra's like, chill, you know, like
I
I don't
don't
know.
look at it that way. I really don't. I feel like Kristen is so feels so guilty that he dishonored his word and his vow that he's just trying to rectify it anyway. I mean, I'm sure he cares for her and stuff, but I just feel like the guilt is overpowering everything. And then
Yeah,
she was like, "Well, we can still hook up while I'm married." And he doesn't. He's like, "You want me to be your whole." So,
yeah, I don't know. I feel like yeah, because he's already kind of like dishonored himself. He feels like, okay, well now it's your turn, Rhaenyra. Now you need to abandon
mm-hmm.
all of your stuff too, and then just go run away because we're in love. And she's not thinking that at all. She wants to pump the brakes on that because she truly. That's where I was talking about where she like really is still thinking about that prophecy and
Mm-hmm.
her duties because she's listening to Daemon when he's saying like, oh yeah, you can get married and do all of your queenly duties, but you can still do whatever you want. And Criston Cole does not think that way at all. It's all or nothing with him. And so I don't think
Yeah,
she was prepared for that.
I don't either. I really don't. So all that talk about, oh, I if I only could choose, and the burden of being uh the princess and everything. She's
Hmm.
just, being a teenager and stuff. She wouldn't actually run away.
Right. It was all talk.
All talk.
Yeah. And so that's kind of where it starts, right? Like the where he is upset, obviously, and he gets way more upset towards the end of the episode. But when they get back, when they finally land back in King's Landing, and uh, Alicent is just chilling on the balcony, just watching them come in, Viserys passes out. And I noticed, like, on her face, normally in these previous episodes, she was very concerned about her husband, the king. But I don't know, it felt like she was over it. Like, she didn't care that he just passed out. She's chilling.
Absolutely. She is very so over it. I mean, she's making some bold statements near the end there.
Yeah. Yeah, she
But
did.
then she meets with Kristen,
Mm-hmm.
and
And oh
he
my
come
God, the tapestries. Did you see him again?
everywhere. Everywhere. It's all I can see now. When I close my eyes, the tapestries.
I was just thinking when I was watching it, I was like, dang, Sid's not going to be able to unsee all these damn tapestries that are just, all over the place. Because that was one of the things I didn't notice the first time. But like now, since we talked about it, that I can't take my eyes off of them.
And then you texted it to us, and now it lives in our phone.
Yep.
The photo. My virgin eyes can't handle it. But damn, Kristen just gave himself away. It Alicent wasn't alluding to Kristen and Rhaenyra hooking up. She was alluding to the fact that her and Daemon hooked up, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have you ever seen like those police interrogation videos where, you know, the cop just asks like two questions and then the person just blurts out their confession, and like that's exactly what it felt like. Like she wasn't even, yeah, like he did not have to say that. He just couldn't handle the guilt, I guess. I don't know.
Super honorable. He's willing to just be tortured to death because of it.
Yeah. He's like, "Hey, at least just don't torture me. Just kill me." be a good queen and just kill me. But um, that wasn't what she was thinking.
He was breaking my heart this episode.
Yeah. How
He's
do
a
you
really
feel
good
about him?
actor.
How do you feel about Criston Cole?
I think he's just very loyal, honorable. I I think he takes his duty very, very seriously. And I mean, he's such a good actor too when he was crying and stuff. I really like his character. I'm glad he didn't take himself out there at the end.
He was close, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
What do you think of Kristen?
Well, I think like same. Like he's very conservative, romantic, an idealist. You know, and he he came from nothing, and like this is like his highest honor he's ever had that he can give to his family, and so it feels like it's been taken away from him because he just because he's been hooking up with the queen or the
Dude,
princess.
I don't think he would have done that if she didn't basically sexually harass him into it,
Yeah,
to be honest.
yeah. He could have stopped her at any point when the 30 minutes it took for him to get undressed. But
True. True.
but yeah, I agree. Like he's a fascinating character, and I thought he was going to end it at the end of the episode. I remember like the first time I watched it, I with the music and the lighting and everything, it just felt like that's what was going to happen. I was not expecting Alicent to save him at the end.
I know. The first time I watched it, I was thinking the same thing like, oh man, this is it. This is so Game of Thrones coded, just taking this lovable character out right in the beginning.
Hmm.
So
But
we'll see how long he lasts.
yeah, didn't happen yet. But Alicent was super hurt, finding hearing that. Um, what do you think was going through her mind when Kristen Cole is like telling her, confessing, and here she was thinking that Rhaenyra was telling the truth.
When I think of the word shocked, I mean, I think she was absolutely gutted and shocked.
Hmm.
Like, way worse than she thought. Completely, that will just completely shut you down and just overcome with just kind of holy shit with emotion.
Yeah, the
That's a
betrayal shook her.
massive betrayal.
She makes it known. I mean, I think to the people, I think only to Rhaenyra, and maybe it wasn't even known to Rhaenyra, but uh, but yeah, whenever they're at the wedding or whatever. But also like the next scene after that, something I thought was interesting. I didn't pick up on my first watch, but so we cut back to like King Viserys sitting there in his chair, getting worked on by the maesters, and one of the maesters, the younger one, is saying, "Hey, let me give the king some herbs, give him some like actual medicine." But the older maester is like, "Nah, nah, let's just give him the leeches. The leeches work. Don't question the leeches." You know?
Ew. That's the first time I really got a glimpse of how bad his arm is and his lesions, his wounds are.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why he's wearing gloves and long sleeves all the time. He's got his leather gloves on.
Mm-hmm. What do you think is going on with that? Like, what is he sick from?
I mean, it can't be from that one cut from the throne. Maybe it is. Maybe he got some infection from the throne cutting him and it's just taken over. Um, I don't know what would cause those lesions like that.
Yeah, it's almost like leprosy or something, right? Like, or gangrene or something. Like,
Hmm.
but yeah, that was one of the things I didn't notice on the first watch was like just how jacked that arm was. But yeah, I wonder what would have happened if he would have got some like actual herbal medicine instead of just putting leeches on it, you know?
Putting his arms in maggots and bugs and stuff.
Yeah, maggots, leeches. I
I
mean,
don't know if it would have helped that much. It may have provided a little more relief, like they were saying, but I don't think it would have. He was gonna come out of that without looking gnarly.
I think they would have just had to amputate those fingers, right? Like that's probably what
Yeah.
should have happened. Just amputate the fingers, and then you have a nice arm to keep. But
No.
that it didn't work out that way for him. So another reason why I feel bad for the guy. But then, we go to the wedding, and they're doing it big. I mean, they said like, "Hey, this is going to be a week long party, and then we're going to have the wedding. Like it's going to be 7 days long."
I didn't catch
Did you
that.
catch
They were
that?
having a week long party.
Yeah, that was day one. So that first, you know, uh, party or whatever was not even the wedding. That's like a
But they got
pre-wedding
married that
reception.
day.
Well, they did because of what happened.
Got it.
Because if you
Got it.
notice at the when they're getting married, no one else is there. It's just a few people at night. The the servants didn't even put all the food away or anything. Like there was still blood on the floor from the fight. So I think what happened is like they because of that they just said, "You know what? We're doing this tonight." And
Let's get this done.
yeah, so party's over. But
Wow.
before that, once this festivities start and people start coming in and introducing themselves to the king, or paying their respects or whatever, we notice that Alicent isn't there yet, and we see that Daemon walks in with a fresh new haircut.
And him and Rainier are like making eyes at each other at the dinner table.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm putting it together now. Maybe he was wearing that dumb hood because he just got his hair cut and it wasn't looking right away. I've done
He
that.
needs
I've
a
been there before.
giant cult robe to cover it up.
I remember like I got my hair cut before going to a wedding, like a destination wedding. I was gonna go to Florida, and the day before I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get my hair cut," and I went to someone new, and this barber, without even asking me, gave me like the devil sideburns, like the really pointy
Dude,
sideburns.
bring your pitchfork with you.
I was so pissed, dude, because I couldn't do anything about it at the time. But
We've all
anyway,
had a haircut horror story, trust.
yeah, I wish I had that stupid hood that Damon had after that. But yeah, he walks in with a haircut. You think that looks better now, or not as cool?
Eh, didn't do much for me. Either way, I don't think he's the best looking guy.
Yeah, he ain't your favorite. He's no Criston Cole.
No, he's not dreamy at all.
But what's funny is when the episode first came out, like that was the whole internet was talking about his haircut.
No way. It was
Yeah,
a thing.
it was a thing. So yeah, so he walks in, and then other people are talking. What were you kind of getting from that scene? As everyone's kind of talking to the king or talking to Rhaenyra, anything stand out to you?
I don't know. They're all just kind of kissing their ass, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Just making small talk. Nothing really groundbreaking.
yeah. Normal. A king is at the wedding stuff, I guess. Um, but I just noticed like there were so many like knowing glances across the table or across the room. People are just kind of staring at each other for whatever reason, and I don't know. That was just interesting to me how you got Criston Cole staring at Rhaenyra, or you know, the family member of Daemon's late wife staring at Daemon, or Viserys is kind of staring, looking for for Alicent, and then you
The
have like,
drama,
yeah, there's just a lot of
the in
drama.
be- the in between the lines drama that everybody that's not so secret.
Yeah, yeah. But it's happening, and the drama gets a little bit worse. But before that, yeah, I was mentioning before that Damon and his cousin were kind of flirting with each other a little bit. She seemed a little bit more into Damon than he was into her, but that was interesting. And then Laenor's side piece, the dude he was sword fighting with, he completely miscalculates whenever he's going up to Kristen to talk, and kind of being like, "Hey, we got to keep these secrets, and it's all good, right?" Nope.
I was wondering if Kristen just it took a minute for it to sink in and he went ballistic later, or if he the side piece came up to Kristen and started talking more shit.
Yeah, like said something else.
That
Yeah, I don't
would
know.
I mean that alone did just threaten everything. So
Yeah, that's a good question though, because they don't really show that. Because we're following Damon and Rhaenyra getting very close. I mean, super close, and this is like her wedding party. But they're flirting, speaking Valerian to each other, and then all of a sudden you just hear people scream, and there's a brawl that broke out.
and I mean it's obvious that him and Lenore were like boyfriends because he just falls to the ground and loses it. If you know if you didn't know before, now you know.
Yeah, yeah, and dude, the way Kristen just collapsed this dude's face, I mean, brutal, so brutal. And yeah, I was just completely shocked that happened. But then he goes to end his life, and uh, Alicent stops him.
Seppuku
Yeah,
style, like
seppuku. Yeah,
seppuku.
seppuku style.
Huh. I mean, I don't think he'd get. I honestly don't think Kristen would get in trouble for killing him. I don't.
But what about hooking up with the princess?
We'll see. I mean, we'll see if how long that takes to come to light. I mean, obvious. I really it probably will next episode, but dude, I really don't know. I have no idea.
Well, you'll find out soon, I think.
Okay, I
You're
can't
probably
ask
gonna
you
watch.
because you know.
Yeah, but I think you're gonna be watching the episode soon, so you'll find out. But yeah, after that, after Alicent saves him, then we see that the wedding actually happens in the
So
middle of the night.
sad. I was
Yeah.
like, they're still doing this, crying, and he just lost his boyfriend, and Kristen's about to KMS out there. Um, so sad.
Yeah. It's just tragic for everybody, right? And then Viserys passes out again after he's like, his nose is bleeding and the dude is not doing well.
Coughing blood in his hanky.
You know what that means. So, so yeah, so that was the episode, and man, it was a there wasn't like a lot of action, I would say, but a lot of stuff happened, you know.
Really addressing the fallout from the last episode. So I feel like the next episode is gonna just keep building up. I felt the next episode is probably gonna be really intense.
It is. I think so too. Can't wait to watch it and talk about it with you. Is there anything else you want to bring up about this one?
Man, I think that's it. I just can't wait to watch it. I'm probably going to go watch it right now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. All right. We'll leave you with that. Thank you for joining us for season 1, episode 5 of House of the Dragon. If you like that, please like and subscribe and drop us a 5-star review wherever you're listening. We really appreciate it and it helps us out a whole lot. We are excited to cover season 1 and 2 of House of the Dragon before the season 3 premiere in June, streaming on HBO Max. So stay tuned, and we hope to see you next week. That's a wrap on tonight's episode of Cinema
Cinema
So
so
Far.
far. I almost said House of the Dragon.